Hello. Sorry if I look a little wide eyed or dead eyed, whatever the fuck. I did just wake up. I was thinking though, everything, literally everything, well, most of the things that I do now, I grew up hearing that it was shit that a crazy person would do. You know, like in order for me to be able to actually access, not access, but assess, there you go. In order for me to actually assess my thoughts, I have to speak them out loud sometimes. Sometimes I literally have to like talk for me to be able to not feel like I'm so scrambled in the head. I used to grow up hearing only crazy people talk to themselves. That is not fucking true, y'all. That is not true at all. That is not true. Then I kind of even got a theory about crazy people, but I'm not getting into that. I'm not getting into that. Well, crazy people. I'm not getting into that. But that's not fucking true. Trying to see. It's because I just had like a whole list of shit. My mind not thinking now, but pretty much, I don't even know if that's like a worldwide thing or if that's like a black household type of thing. I don't know. I've only been in one family so far. Well, that's not what I meant to say. I've been in several families actually, but like, I don't know. I don't know if that's just what my family said. I don't know if that's what other people's family said. But I know for sure I've heard other people like come to me and be like, "Are you talking to yourself like you're crazy?" And so I'm sure like there's something that circles or circulates, but that's not true. And I feel like, what if they put out these narratives in the black community so that we could be stuck? Especially growing up, y'all. Like I think I've talked about this on here before. I didn't know what college was at one point, like, cause my granny didn't go to college. As far as I knew, my daddy didn't finish college. My mama didn't like immediately finish college, but eventually she went back and did. But it wasn't common for my like surrounding family members to just, be highly educated. And so I just grew up knowing the ins and outs of like the lower income community, like the way they thought, the way they assess things, the way they like. I probably resonated with those ways more than I did with people who were more equipped to like be in college and stuff, more equipped to get a higher education and have this higher knowing for stuff. That's so crazy. How the energy and the mentality of every like that's so crazy. And it kind of makes sense as to why certain people in my family still have certain thoughts about shit. Oh my god, they probably still living in that mindset because they don't know nothing about like what it takes to just live the life of a college student. I'm not gonna put their business in the streets, but oh my god, like it's kind of clicking now. Like it's making sense. One thing about me, I think so damn much that I am. It's like it's becoming easier and easier and easier to be able to put myself in other people's shoes, especially if I was there with you at a point. Like I assess my thoughts and analyze my thoughts so much and becomes so calculated that it becomes easy for me to truly understand. Like Even if I don't think like that no more, I still remember a point when I did think like that. I still remember what my thoughts were like when I did think like that. And that's how calculated I've been, enough to be able to remember those thoughts that I used to have and I just throw them to the side and act like I ain't never thought like that before. Or enough to be able to remember when somebody sat me down and be like, don't do that. Like, you gonna look like you crazy. Like, I literally remember getting yelled at one time for trying to tell a joke to my mama. She was like, what if they think something is wrong with you? You can't do stuff like that. Like, oh, no, she pissed me off that day. I can't lie because it wasn't that deep. And I knew it wasn't that deep back then. And I still know it's not that deep now. That's neither here nor there. A lot of the shit that you, especially if it's against like what your family has normally been doing, if they're not open minded and they see you doing some out of the norm ass shit, they're judging you. They're talking about you. For sure, they're talking about you. And they think something's wrong with you. And they don't believe in you. For sure. Their beliefs in you definitely start to decline. For sure. When they see you stepping out on a leap of faith towards something that ain't got no business, they ain't got no nothing to do with them. They don't like that shit. They don't, because everybody think they know every fucking thing. Like nobody ever looks as nobody ever looks at things as a means to like explore it as well. They just instantly think, oh, because she's doing this and I heard this about that, she's crazy. And girl, we gotta stop thinking like that for real. Damn. It'd be so crazy. I don't know. I just don't be knowing how much more understanding I can get within my own situation. Like, damn, like I get it. Like, damn. But no, like that feeling of not being able to really step out or take that leap of faith because of something that your family instilled in your head. That's such a real thing, y'all. Like I remember I used to have all these back and forth thoughts in my head. And I literally used to think like because I'm switching back and forth in between what they want for me and what I want for myself, I'm crazy. The thoughts make you feel like you crazy. They do because it's a lot of back and forth. It's a lot of trying to teach yourself to understand like this is what you want. It does not matter what they say. It does not matter what they say. You have to do a lot of proving to yourself to make you realize, to make you really believe what they say does not fucking matter because it's not your life to live. And I'm also recognizing through the black community that granted slavery, I was gonna say slavery wasn't that long ago, but segregation for sure was not that fucking long ago. So we were operating off of a survival mindset. As long as we've been in slavery, as long as we've been segregated and all these other things, it's been nothing but a slavery mindset. So that shit is still like in effect to this day. Like all the things we were told, all the ways we were treated, all the ways that a lot of black people think today, that's still in effect. That is still in effect. And if you really pay attention, if you really sit and think about it, you can see that shit right there in your fucking face. If you pay attention to what somebody is saying, how they're thinking about themselves, how they're operating, the way they're degrading themselves, the way they feel like less than, the way they're talking about, oh, well, we can't do this because of this, that it's still in effect right there in your fucking face. And I believe I was the person for my family to break that shit. Like all of I don't even want to call it traditional shit, more so generational shit that they've been doing, all of this living for other people and trying to make sure other people survive, that shit stops. That shit stops with me. I'm not living for nobody else. We don't gotta live for each other no more. We can live our own lives. I don't have to sit and take care of this person because he did this one gesture for me. We can live our own lives. Thank you. But I'm going back to my life now. Like, girl, I don't have to operate like that. And I'm realizing that's that fucking trauma, bro. Don't nobody really like when you get in the gist of trauma and what it does to you, like when it's played out for you, it looks different than what actually started, if that makes sense. But it's the actions through damn how can I explain this? It's the actions through the person that it first started with that allows the trauma to continue to resurface. And that shit is really I don't think y'all understand how deep generational trauma gets. Like, I spoke about whoopings on this page before. I talked about how me being whooped, like, it led to me being in an abusive relationship. You know how they be like, this hurts me more than it hurts. Like, this hurts me. What they be saying? Some bullshit. Like, I literally transformed my life. Like, I don't think like that. This is gonna hurt me more than it hurts you, but I'm the one getting beat on. Like, this don't piss me off. But no, that started with slavery. Now we feel like because that's how they used to try and get us to conform to shit. That's how they used to try and get us to listen to shit. Now we feeling like, okay, she don't want to listen. I'm about to beat her ass. A lot of black people do not know you can just simply communicate. A lot of black people don't even know how to communicate. I didn't know how to communicate at one point in time. Like, I literally had to get to this point. I literally had to learn to communicate. I had to learn that aggression and violence, they don't do shit but hurt more people. That does not do anything but hurt other people. That's not a means to always get in your way at all. And even if you think it makes people feel intimidated by you, that only makes people not want to be the fuck around you. And if they are clinging on to you, they got their own trauma and shit that they like. Oh my god, it's just so deep. It goes so deep. It gets so deep. Oh my god, the black generational trauma gets so fucking deep. But no, it's not even down to just whoopings and stuff. Hold on, because me being in abusive relationship is also a generational traumatic thing within my family. My mama was in abusive relationships. My granny was in it. Like, it ain't no telling what the fuck happened before then. But another thing, like I said, communication is bad within my family for sure. I don't know about the other families, but I know there is, lack of communication or communication issues within other black families because we're not willing to be open with stuff. Excuse me. We're not willing to be open with stuff. And a lot of that is because we're so stuck in our heads. We feel like we gotta survive to fucking live. You do not have to survive to fucking live. I'm so done with surviving to live. I don't know who wrote that down in the books for us, but I'm not doing that shit. Y'all can keep it. Surviving to live is so fucking crazy. Why do we? And then this is why a lot of people hate life. This is exactly why a lot of people are feeling like I didn't ask to be here. I didn't ask to be here. I was like that at one point. I truly was like that at one point. It's not about you asking to be here. It's honestly about you being able to overcome, heal through all the bullshit, and be able to see what you can do to attribute back to this life, what you can give in order to make something out of this life. The world is going to come with hell. The world is going to come with opinions. The world is going to come with shit that you don't want to hear, you don't want to see, you don't want to be a part of. Truth be told, you Loki don't got to. That's just that. But it's honestly about what you can make out of something like this. What can you continue to prevail through out of situations like this? And people get stuck. And I hate that. I hate it because more people get stuck than they do like being able to unravel through all of that shit. I hate it. And it be so evident for me. And I feel like it be so evident to me, especially when you do the work to like heal yourself. Pain people are so easy to see through. They're so easy to see. They're so easy to like repel from, low key, I'm not gonna lie. Cause there's just that difference within the actions. There's that difference within the way you talk. There's that difference within the way you carry yourself. Even within the way you look. People be trying to make it seem like they not a certain way. But if you really overcame a lot of the shit that you've been through and like you progress over time, you can see through all of that with ease. Like you don't even have to try and assess. Sometimes I could literally look at people and just see what the fuck they've been through. Sometimes I could literally like not even have that long of a conversation with people and already have like a whole gist of what the fuck they've been through. Like this shit is not hard at all. The only hard part is truly getting yourself out of that generational trauma. And then, even then, I feel like because of how powerful words are, the world really puts out a certain narrative towards things. Like telling men they're not supposed to cry. If you cry, you weak. Like shit like that. Who the fuck came up with this shit? Like, this shit really blows me. Who the fuck came up with this shit? And that attributes to why a lot of our trauma is still lingering on, why the fuck is still cycling, why the fuck it still continues in this day and age. And I feel like this is the perfect time to like break out of all of that. We're not living in slavery. Why are we still acting like it's the slave times? We're not living in segregation. Why are we still acting like, why are we still allowing ourselves to be treated as less than? When we have, it doesn't, bro, it doesn't matter what the fuck is going on in the world and how white people are still trying to treat us. We have enough leverage to fucking level up. Bitch, level up. God damn. Fuck. Oh my God. It really blows me because a lot of black people are like still stuck. Y'all wake up, please. Cause we literally could do something. We could do something about this. And y'all is sleep. Get the fuck up. Shit. But that's neither here nor there. It's just a matter of overcoming your trauma. Overcome your trauma so things could get better. Stop making people feel like you crazy because that's all you heard all your life. Be able to take a leap of faith out on something that you want to do for yourself. Be able to plan something for yourself and actually stick to your word. Find ways to make yourself proud so that when it does come a time for you to truly take a leap of faith on yourself, you can do that because you trust in yourself to do that. You trust in your ability to do that. We have to learn to be able to do more stuff for ourselves so that when it comes a time to actually truly do something for ourselves, we can have the faith to be like, okay, I can do that. It doesn't matter what anybody say. They can't take me away from me and my relationship with myself. Please, like seriously. It starts off with the small shit and then it gets bigger over time. Please start doing small shit that allows you to be able to build trust within yourself. That's how you build discipline within yourself. That's how you connect your relationship with yourself. And then soon, none of these fucking words are going to matter. None of that shit that people is putting out towards you is going to fucking matter. Cause you blocking that shit. And you strong minded enough to block that shit. You strong minded enough to say, "Mm, actually, no, I don't speak that over my life, but you can take it back." Please lock the fucking y'all. Oh my god, we could really take these people down like nah, I'm playing. I'm playing, but no. Yeah, no, y'all. You're not crazy. You're not. That's just what they want you to think. It's just what the fuck they want you to think. But yeah, I don't know where that even came from. I'm not gonna lie. I literally just woke up. It was about the journal and everything. And then that just popped up in my head. Well, actually, that situation I spoke about with my mama when I joked with her, and she was like, "Oh my god, stop before they think you're crazy." Like that popped up in my head. So yeah, I love you. My eyes been glossy. Anyways, I love you. Thank you for listening. If you did, bye.